Okay, here's video lesson number 1 for coordinate geometry. Keep in mind that this video and the future videos for coordinate geometry align directly with the worksheet that is also posted on Schoology for you guys. So let's go ahead and dive into this. So the first part that we needed to be able to do for the first video is going to be midpoint. So I have the directions off to the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take remember not to blend x's with y's. So I'm going to make sure the x's go together and make sure that the y's go together. So I think the first thing that I'm going to do off to the side here is identify, just make sure that my x's go with my x's. So there are my x's. So I'm going to go ahead and take those guys and I'm going to average them together. So to average, I'm going to add them together. And then I'm going to divide by 2. To find the midpoint really does mean to find the middle. And to average something really does mean find the middle. So if I go ahead and add these together, that's going to give me 2 on top. And then if I divide by 2, okay, I'm going to get 1 for my x's. So I'm going to go ahead and start writing my answer off to the side. So I'll open up my ordered pair here. Since it is a point, I'm going to write it as a point. And my x value that I just got was 1. Okay, now let's go back and let's take a look at the y's also. So if I go back over to my points, I've got my first y and my second y. So I'm going to go ahead and add my y's together. So it's going to give me 11 plus 5. And then I want to divide by 2 to find the middle. All right, that's going to give me 16 divided by 2, and I know 16 divided by 2 is 8. Go back over to my point, and my y value is 8. So my answer over here, written as a point with my x and then my y, that is my midpoint. So that would be the thing that is dead center in between point A and point B if I were to put it on a coordinate plane. Okay, let's take a look at the second example here. Okay, so now we're still using the same points, A and B, but B is now the midpoint itself. Now, I choose to approach this a little bit differently than some people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my point A, and I've got my point A at 8, let's actually move that down below. So at 8, 11. And that's my point A. Now, it does say that B is going to be in the middle between A and C. So I'm actually going to draw a little picture here with A at the end, B in the middle, and the point that I had for B, which was negative 6, 5. And then I'm going to put C over here somewhere. So now going back here, I want to think about, again, my x's and my y's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count the distance. Now, the distance between two things, you can subtract them, or you can really use a number line to count them. So I'm just going to look at the x's themselves. So if I take a look at 8, and I want to go to negative 6. But think about traveling on the number line. If I'm at positive 8, and I'm going towards negative 6, I am moving in the negative direction. So I want this to be a negative value. It's basically telling me that I'm going left. And then the distance between 8 and 6, the 8 and negative 6, is actually a distance of 14. So from 8 to negative 6, I went left 14 units. In order to find point C, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I want to go left 14 units. So in order to do that, I'm going to take my negative 6 here at point B, and I'm going to put it in front. So I want to start at negative 6, and I am going to go left 14 units. So I'm going to subtract it since it's negative. So then if I add those together, that's going to give me a negative 20 for my x value. So I'm basically figuring out the direction that I'm traveling to go from the first x to the second x. That's my positive or my negative. Then I'm figuring out, okay, how many spots on the number line did I actually have to travel? I'm going to do the same thing with my y's. So with my y's, I am at 11 and I'm going to 5. All right, so I'm on the number line. I'm at positive 11 and I have to go left or negative 6 units to land at 5. Okay, I'm going to do the exact same thing now. So I'm going to start at 5. So I'm going to start at 5 and I'm going to go left 6 units, or in the negative direction. If we're thinking about y values, this could also be seen as going down 6. So if I do 5 and then I go down 6 units, that's going to give me -1. Now, this point C that I have over here is the location of point C that I was being asked for. So my answer is the point -20, -1.